Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this simple spongy vanilla cake from scratch. Okay, so for the ingredients, we'll need all-purpose flour, 230 grams. We'll need sugar, 160 grams, margarine or butter, 160 grams. You'll need 6 eggs, vanilla essence. You can choose either to put orange or any other flavor, but for this case we are using a vanilla essence. And also you need a baking powder. Before we start mixing, it's always important to prepare your tin or your pan for baking. So here I am applying margarine. You need to apply it very generously so that your cake doesn't stick at the bottom. After that, we'll add a tablespoon of all-purpose flour and then just move around the tin like this. Make sure everywhere is coated properly with the flour. The flour will stick on the margarine. Now this one will just create a good coat that your butter. It will be easier for you to remove the cake once it's cooked. Just beat it on the surface. Make sure all the excess flour is out. So now our tin is ready for use. So now we can keep it aside and start mixing the batter. But first we'll also need to break our eggs. So it's always good to break your egg one at a time in a separate bowl before pouring it into your the other eggs, just to make sure, just in case you have a bad egg, you won't lose the rest of the eggs by just mixing them all at once. In a bowl, add your sugar, 160 grams, and then you add your margarine, same amount. It was 160 grams also. Make sure you put everything. Then we'll be using a hand mixer. So we'll start mixing at a slow speed until all the sugar and the butter is combined. Then we'll continue mixing until we get a pale yellow consistency. Please note, this step is very important. Make sure you really combine your butter and margarine, your butter or margarine very well with the sugar. Make sure all the sugar is properly dissolved. If you don't do this step correctly, then you might end up having a very dense cake. In this way, we are incorporating air into the mixture. That's why it will become fluffy and yellow. So as you can see, our batter finally become cream, and it's very soft even as you touch it. It's not as hard as it started, and also it has somehow doubled in volume. So at this point, it's when we will start adding our eggs one at a time. So after mixing the eggs, we'll add our vanilla essence. 1 tablespoon is okay, but I like my vanilla so much that I usually add it slightly 2 tablespoons. Then just slightly mix it. So at this point, we are done with our hand mixer, and we switch on to our spatula as we add the flour. We don't want to add it with the hand mixer because it might risk over mixing it. So we'll take our flour, then we'll add a teaspoon of baking powder. Make sure the teaspoon, you don't add a lot of baking powder because we have enough eggs into the mixture. So the teaspoon just needs to be flat. Okay, that's enough. Mix it together with the flour. You can sieve it at this point if you have a sieve, a big sieve. Also, this will also improve your cake batter because you'll be incorporating more air into the mixture. So we'll be adding it like in 3 batches and folding it, not mixing it vigorously, just folding it. Okay, once done, we take our tin that we had prepared earlier and pour all our batter. Then we will just flatten it towards the ends of your tin. Then also another important stage, you need to heat your tin at least 3 times just to make sure to remove any trapped air into the mixture, so that when you cut your cake, you don't have those big bubbles in between your cake. So as you can see, we have those bubbles like this one, so you can hit it. I think that's fine. So it's now ready for the oven. So now my oven is ready. We already preheated it to 180 and it's heating top and bottom. So we put our cake in the middle and then set the timer to 50 minutes. So another tip is just make sure you don't remove your cake or you don't open your oven before 30 minutes elapse, because if you do that, then you might risk your cake to collapse in the middle. So just leave it at 180 degrees, heating bottom and top for at least 30 minutes before you start checking it up. Okay, so our cake is ready. It's been in the oven for slightly over an hour. How we check If our cake is done, insert a sharp knife. When it's coming out clean, you know your cake is done. So at 50 minutes, the cake was still not very done, so I left it more 15 minutes and I'm done. Okay, so here is the final cake after cooling it on the rack for like 10 minutes. So let's cut it. As you can see, the crust is not too hard. The inside is very spongy and soft. It's just perfect for your evening tea or as a snack. Thank you for watching. And please remember to subscribe to our channel and watch more videos. Thank you.